Hello. Just before we begin, I would like to quickly go over a few things for why this video exists. This video is a part of my college finals project, and as such is probably not gonna be the best quality it could be. Admittedly, I have tried, and well, generally across the board I had some equipment and camera related issues that caused the video to be much shorter than what it is due to audio corruption and just in general things that unfortunately I kind of messed up on. But either way, I do believe that the footage is at least salvageable and showcased what I had in store for my players within this adventure I had concocted for them. So, I do hope that you enjoy this failed attempt at a recording. I want you all to imagine a world where our human-like reality and a collection of virtual realities have intertwined. A world brought together by the destruction of so many due to the workings of a mysterious being who desired to rewrite reality into their own image. An image that failed, yet brought about the beginning of a new world that prospers with the combined teamwork of those who survived the ruin that brought its creation. A world where adventure is not exactly key, yet competition is. This world is one known as Farina, a world where video games and real life have all but combined to become one world. Beautiful sceneries of luscious life, such as the shimmering gemstone lake of Bloomwell, to even the eternal forest of Arcanus, appear in illustrious forms that surround this new-found planet in its current state. Even the barren and brash landscapes of Draconia have some beauty to them too, but that is not our focus for today. Our focus is on a group of adventurous souls, those who contract or adventurers for hire, to say the least, who are about to embark on one such tale of adventure themselves, one that will probably be the starting voyage to a larger sea that will potentially lead them on like a grand adventure of metaphorical grounds that have only recently started appearing in Farina as a whole, in the form of the Trials of Adventure Spark. We start our adventure on a sunny afternoon within the city of the Sandstorm Seraph, a city within the nation of Apollos. The temperate desert sun bleeds down upon the horizons as it crosses over the 20-foot-high walls of the capital city to reveal sunlight upon those inside the city of Electra. Electra being a sort of like this electricity source, basically. Sort of like copper and bronze, like those sort of like materials that can conduct electric and whatnot. We adjust our view to within the famous and illustrious Waterhole Inn, a quiet two-story inn where a jukebox is humming echoed tunes of music to potentially appease the patrons within. The sounds of a female vocalist chime across the instrument as drinks and food are dealt out around several wooden tables within the locale, where patrons of the location can be seen. You all, amongst these bar patrons, be it those from far-flung lands as visitors, to even those who are birthed within the nation themselves, you have been called to the inn by a contractor, who you have not seen as of yet, present within the inn itself. Could I get a sort of general description from each of you of what your character looks like and what you're currently doing inside of the Waterhole Inn at the moment? Starting from... let's go this side of the table.
So my character He has longer blonde hair. He's kind of tall on the taller side. And he's wearing a nice, luxurious sort of feather coat. And at the bar, he is staying away from all the patrons and looking a bit disgusted. Kind of keeping to himself, huddling away.
My character is a dwarf, like cowboy, and he is getting hammered. He's just shot of whiskey after whiskey.
Oh, God.
Completely drunk.
Hey.
Mine is a tiefling bard, which is sort of, I don't know, just very generic bard looking, is how I describe them. Also getting hammered.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is that both of your characters are gonna be alcoholics.
Yeah, probably.
My character is a tiefling sorcerer, and they sort of just have a bunch of handmade, greenish, brownish clothes. And they're very like farmer, nature-like, and they're just sitting in a stool, sort of watching everything.
My character is a Warshak Genzai sorcerer and blood hunter. They have this sort of like messy, longish hair, and they're running away from their past and just traveling through this town because they're kind of a wanderer.
My character is not elderly, but
More on the older side, you'd say.
and he's just sitting, drinking, quite slow.
Alright, so we have 3 alcoholics. I think we've learned that already. Alright, sort of like around the inn as well, you can sort of see like there's a few sort of like people discussing and everything. Sort of like a few groups that look like they're part of adventuring parties essentially. Sort of like talking about rather small things such as like hunts and all that sort of stuff, but then there are some that are also talking about more current affairs essentially, involving the travels of Adventurous Spark, with like mentioning about its sort of difficulty being on the higher end essentially, and so like explaining how the trials themselves are rather perilous, and one group even mentions about how one of their companions was unfortunately killed during one of the trials. As you guys sort of like listen into these conversations more and everything, there's sort of like this woman with this black and white fox mask, sort of like who walks inside of the inn, sort of like pushing open the front door and everything, sort of like rather quietly, and she's sort of like holding these like 6 letters within her hand and everything, so like keeping them close, so like looking around the sort of like bar section and trying to discern you guys from the crowd essentially. You can sort of see like if you guys like look towards what the woman's direction, you can sort of see that she seems rather skittish, sort of like looking around quite a bit in sort of like this rather rushing sort of style essentially, as she sort of like stumbles towards like each of you respectively, and sort of like hands you the letter and everything, sort of like says as she does so, "A letter for you all, courtesy of the client," as she sort of like does so, and then sort of like bows in sort of like a courtesy fashion as she like then walks out of the inn itself.
No,
No, she's just the runner. You guys can also see like on the letters themselves there are like published aura around the letters themselves, which we do actually have a handle copy that I can potentially give out to you guys if you do want to read it. Admittedly, my writing is not very good. If you'd like to sort of like identify the aura itself, you can give me a Arcana check, please. Arcana.
Oh,
17 plus 2.
you're able to tell that the magic around the letter itself is sort of like this dormant magic of lightning. You can like faintly see these sort of like purple sparks coming from the letter itself. To whom this letter concerns, I have an urgent request of you that is of the utmost importance. A few days ago, Mitana, a member of the Caroline family, the honored family to serve Queen Elena as architectural planners of many structures within the Sandstorm Seraph, was kidnapped by a mysterious group of bandits whilst on her way to the city of Olive Oasis to gather supplies for a new project. To put it simply, the Queen herself has requested that you and those who receive the contractual letter to find out what happened to Mitana and return her safely to Castle Dustar. As a reward, you will each be given 300 gold pieces alongside the high privilege and honor of participating within the Trials of Adventurous Spark, if you so wish to. I wish you all the best of luck. Her Majesty's loyal servant, Cassandra Ehrenberg, sorry. To sort of like give a summary of what the letter says, essentially, is this architectural planner was basically kidnapped by a mysterious group, and the Queen of Apolis as a nation wants you to go and find her, and if you do, she'll give you money alongside the privilege of participating within the Trials of Adventurous Spark. You do also have some knowledge on where Mitana was beforehand, which is the city of Olive Oasis, which is sort of south from where you guys are at the moment. So, are you guys going to accept the request and everything? Just verbal confirmation and everything.
Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
Actually,
So, would you guys just like to simply start making your way there now, or would you like to go and get any equipment or anything real quick if you feel like you want to get any?
Can I like get a look for it and shove it in my bag and go?
That'll be like 1 silver piece.
Could I buy a pine rope?
Pine rope? That will be 1 gold piece.
Okay.
So, is everyone ready to go? So, you guys sort of like start making your way towards the sort of like exit gates outside of the Sandstorm Seraph, as like you sort of like finished up your travel related stuff, like your preparations and everything, as you start to make your way out. As you begin to travel towards Olive Oasis, the sun sort of like beams down upon the ground beneath your boots, and as you travel upon the path within the sand-ridden wilderness of the dunes of Apolis, everywhere around you, nothing but miles upon miles of sand as you continue onwards, and nothing much really happens whilst you're out on your walk towards Olive Oasis. The scenery doesn't really change much, really, because of like the sands and everything. It's just really dunes all around for the most part. You've been walking for about 2 hours now. The sounds of sands being brushed through the howling winds stalk the silence of the dunes as you continue to stroll and walk through them. From sort of like the south, sort of like brushing upwards and everything, you can sort of see like this dust storm beginning to pick up and head towards your group's direction. As like it sort of like begins to engulf you and everything, you sort of like also see something sort of like extruding up from the ground in the distance. It's a while away, but you can't really tell what it is immediately.
Oh my god, it's here.
Okay, that light's just on it, okay. You sort of like see something extrude out sort of like the dunes in the distance and everything. However, it's kind of hard to tell what it is from the current distance you guys are at. If you would like to try to discern what it is, could you give me, please, a perception check with disadvantage, please?
Okay. I rolled a 20 and an 11.
Okay, so
So the 11. 13.
13. Okay.
10.
Okay.
That was I rolled a 7. Well, I rolled 17 both times. And then add 3, so 20.
Dice 20. Alright, so as you guys like continue to go through this sandstorm and everything, you three are able to notice that sort of like this thing extruding out of the ground in the distance is sort of like smells.
Ew.
It smells a bit like burning smell. You're able to sort of like discern sort of like in the distance that there is something on fire, and sort of like what you could barely see was most likely the smoke sort of like extruding from whatever was burning. Would you guys like to start heading towards the direction where the smoke is?
Is it in our path?
Yeah, it's in sort of like the path.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. So,
Might find something interesting.
as you guys sort of like continue going down like the path and everything through like the dust storm, like battling through the storm itself, sort of like trying to get your eyes hit by sand and everything from the dust storm, and as you sort of like move closer towards the direction of the smoke, you sort of like continue going for like about half an hour, I'd say. During this time, the dust storm sort of like begins to clear a bit as you sort of like draw closer towards where the smoke is, and you find what appears to be a carriage within the middle of your path. You sort of like see flames rising from the carriage itself as it sort of like burns brightly, and you sort of like see two corpses here nearby the carriage itself. You sort of like see this sort of like dwarven man and woman laying on the floor, sort of like below where like the carriage is, sort of like towards the sort of south direction of where the carriage is. You're going to examine like the corpses and everything, so like look in the pockets of them.
Yeah.
You don't find that there's anything on the corpses themselves, but you do notice that there is sort of like wounds on the corpses. You're not able to immediately tell what they are, but if you give me a medicine check, then I can potentially tell you. 14. As you sort of like examine the corpse and everything for its wounds, you notice that the wounds weren't actually caused by the fire itself. Rather appear to be like gash wounds from like this sort of like sword that seems to have like stabbed into the skin and sort of like
Like a
gone.
self-defense one.
Yeah, I'd say so. Sort of like on the arm here.
Forearm,
Yeah, so like on the forearm here, and you also see like an arrow hole, so like sticking through the hand as well. So like gone right through, and it's on like both of the hands as well. You also see like as well, so like exploring more of the body, you see like a lot more similar wounds as well, essentially. And
Can I open that arrow?
give me a perception check.
22.
No signs of the arrow are seen, but you are able to notice that there appears to be individuals nearby the surrounding area that you guys are in. You're able to notice them, like, besides, like, rocks sort of like sticking out of the ground and sort of like around the carriage itself. Could you guys please roll me initiative, please? Number of the initiative you rolled?
I rolled a 16, but I have a plus 4 modifier.
Okay, so that is 22. No, 16, 20, sorry.
My character's Joe Hackett, and I rolled 17.
19. Yeah.
My character was Val, and I rolled a 6.
Sophia.
Yeah, kill them all for the weekend. So kill us.
And then you.
Roll die.
So convincing for them.
Can you guys see this? Yeah. Okay. You guys might have to sort of like move around a little bit, so like to do your turns and everything. You see that there are sort of like 6 of these bandits that are sort of like scattered around. They're sort of like stationed around you, ready to sort of like ready to fire at you as they sort of like hold their crossbows and sort of like are ready to basically sort of like jump you guys essentially. As we start initiative with James.
Have they shot anything yet?
No, not yet.
Okay. I'm going to calmly approach them,
Okay.
but with my dagger ready.
You said that you were going to try to talk with them, yes?
Yeah, I'll do a child.
What are you going to say specifically?
Like, hey guys, what are you doing over here? I'll flip my hair.
They sort of like laugh and sort of like stop and everything. They sort of like hold their crossbows and everything. And sort of like, is there anything else you'd like to do? Like, would you like to attack them or anything? That hits. 6. Does that end your turn, James? Alright. Next up is Joe.
Going out. Stop. Yeah.
Stop class.
Yeah.
Who would you like to try to attack?
I'll try and take the golden guy next to him.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Could you roll me a attack roll, please?
The
D20.
what?
Plus any modifiers or anything? Yeah, okay. That does hit.
Is that one? 6.
Alright. Does that end your turn?
Yeah.
Alright.
Nice.
Alright. It is now for so that is going to set fire onto James. Try to hit him. Does an 8 hit your armor class? Yeah, no, that's not hitting.
I backflip out of the way.
Yeah. Actual Leonis Kennedy.
Yes, exactly.
That does end its turn. The second band is